How's it going, everybody? I like to call myself the Mac Spy because I find myself in San Francisco a lot, and it's mainly for Macworld. But this last Macworld, I came back home, and I got an iPod Touch 2G, and I started doing a podcast, and I called myself iPod Girl. So about 2 weeks after that happened, I heard about an event called BMUG, and I figured out of anything that I need to go to, I need to go to this. I spent 3 months of 2008 in San Francisco, California, San Jose, LA, whatever. And I was like, I have to go to this. It's like 25th anniversary of the Mac, right? I have to go. So I was like, screw this. I don't have any money left after Macworld. I'm going to BMUG. And what was really cool about BMUG was that not only were the three founders of BMUG there, but the person that helped develop the Apple IIe, which, as we all know, is an amazing product. It's like the equivalent of the Chariot, basically. It revolutionized the Mac, and basically it remained unchanged until 1995, which is amazing when you think about how much technological change has gone on. I'm definitely not a computer science expert. Some of the stuff I was hearing was just completely insane. They were talking about like discrete logic and bundling it into chips and rerouting power from the ROM and diving that into the memory. Yeah, anyone know what I'm talking about? No, I don't either. I had no idea. But what was cool is like I really got a sense for like the spirit and the environment of the innovation that created that. Apparently my slides are having some issue, but basically you got Ernie Biernick, Dave Weiner, Mark Cantor. This guy started Macromedia. And what's amazing is that these developers went to all these Mac user groups. They spawned all over the world, actually. BMUG spawned a number of special interest groups for math, for database, networking, and back to the analogy of what the Apple IIe represented for Apple, and really the future of computing, was you have your Hittite chariot, which was very heavy. It was been in use for about 1,500 years before the Egyptians came along and started fighting with the Hittites. And what these slides are totally out of order. But basically, the Egyptians innovated the chariot, and so they made a sleeker, more streamlined chariot. And they did have the Battle of Kadesh, which is basically inconclusive. But what's cool is that it spawned this aristocratic warrior class, which to me is an analogy of the SIGs, special interest groups, that were spawned as a result of the Apple IIe coming out. And some of these innovations, which I can't speak too knowledgeably about, was the soft switch, which, as I said, was the rerouting the power from the ROM. They went to a 6800 chip, which Jobs pushed for. I actually met the guy, that's Dave Weiner right there. He said the Mac almost died in 1885, and so the Apple IIe brought the Mac back. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that the Mac, Apple spent about $500,000 developing this discrete technology because in the beginning of the Mac, they had so much competition. There were other companies out there. Computer technology was very new, and it was so exciting because, like, I'm a 3D animation major. I've been around computers. When I was in school, they didn't teach you how to build a computer. They just say, oh, here's how to use this 3D program. And so I go here, and there's all these smart people, and they're just thinking about, it's just insane that this guy went to India with Steve Jobs, and he was like, yeah, he's like this Middle Eastern hacker mentality. And it's very true, and I really got a sense for that. And I'm even more passionate about the Mac than I ever was before after going to BMUG. And what was even more amazing than having Daniel Kotke there, it's kind of unsure what his role was. They don't know if he was the first official employee, number 12, but it doesn't really matter. He was a really important guy, and he still is, but he's just doing cable access show at this point. But it's very cool. I mean, this was not publicized. There was 50 people there, and I decided it was important enough for me to go down and 3 weeks after Macworld to go check it out, and I'm really, really glad I did. That's me in the left-hand corner. And they're still going. And so, the Mac rose and fall, and BMUG rose and fall. The user group actually went bankrupt. They didn't have any members, they didn't have any funds, but they continued going on, and so it's just very exciting, and I'm now iPod Girl. My podcast will be out in about a week and a half, and check it out.